about having a spiritual awakening is finding out that truth is only stranger than fiction, because they've taken 100% truth and made it look 100% science fiction, and then they made damn sure that when you watch the movies and these TV shows and you start looking and going into your head and you start fucking around with your memories and you start waking up and you start catching on, boom, you're instantly getting trapped as crazy. And that really bothers me, even from like a Christian perspective of God and the devil. It's just God and the devil. But we all know that this is a devil's playground, and whether you acknowledge it or not, you're in a spiritual battle, because we all have souls, spirits, blah, blah, blah. I mean, I'm getting sucked the fuck down. Literally, I had no clue I was in a spiritual battle. A lot of people don't. That's the whole problem. When you refuse to accept and understand that the same exact diagnostic criteria that they're using to give people mental disorders with is literally the game. That is literally, these people are in these nut houses freaking out that they got demonic energies fucking with their brains. And these people are calling them crazy instead of helping their souls and acknowledging the facts and acknowledging the problems. And that is so sad to me. And then those people will sit there and write these diagnoses up, and they got some of the most messed up demons in their closets, and they got some of the most fucked up shadow demons in their minds, and they're just trying to look like everything's fine and pretend like everything's okay when nothing makes sense. Huh? I mean, everybody can kind of see that, right? So, what if the people out here going, hey, we actually woke up and it's kind of like we're living in a simulation here, guys. You don't know what's going on with these UFOs, do you? They're kind of everywhere. But spirituality is actually linked to those things. And that's the big problem. That's why when people are getting diagnosed bipolar with psychotic features to anything schizophrenic, they're not understanding that's religious and scrupulosity type OCD. It took me a year of having an OCD diagnosis and not knowing what the fuck was going on. But it took me a year for me to peel back those pages on YouTube and actually look and see what these doctors and see what these breakdowns look like of people that have scrupulosity type and religious type OCD. Blows your mind. Boom. There's the keys right there. Boom. It blows the mental game to shit, because their textbooks might say that this, and that is this. No, look at this shit. It's all the same. Everybody's dealing with spiritual shit and nobody is paying attention to it. Nobody is accepting the fact that, yeah, until you wake up spiritually and you snap out of this shit, your brain is just permeable to so much bad energy. Until people understand souls and the fact that when you get traumatized real bad and bad shit happens to you, you just literally lose hunks of your soul, and then dark entities come in and fill in the voids in your soul. I mean, people have to start talking about this shit. It's actually really, really sad. If my whole life got to blow up and go down like this because I had a spiritual awakening, and actually I'm the person who had to catch the soul and cloak of some way long forgotten guy named Elijah, and I gotta just sit here and want to say shalom. This is a spiritual wake-up call, everybody, because there's a lot of lies going around surrounding Jesus Christ, and I think it's about time everybody sits down and goes and checks all this missing information out here that they've been hiding. Looked like he was trying to teach about ascension, and it really looked like he was trying to teach the truth, and you know, maybe that's why he got killed. I don't know anything about the Muslim faith. I don't know religions. I definitely have heard that some Muslims believe Jesus was a prophet. Yeah, maybe that needs fact checked. Maybe we need to start looking at ourselves and maybe putting it together why nobody can really tell who or where or what or when God was, because actually the answer might really be we're all God. Would that suck? If that were the truth, if that would suck for you, maybe it's time to look into this shit, because I feel like people are just trashing this world and scumming up the oceans, thinking that when Jesus Christ comes back, that's game over. This rock is blowing. We don't have to clean up our mess. We don't got to do shit. We're just going to use and abuse people and fuck with their minds and keep them asleep. We're going to push the word woke so that people hate that word, because we don't want everybody to wake up. And we don't want everybody to see how bad we have fucked with all of these religious texts to keep everybody fighting and to keep the truth from coming out. Yeah. This is my life. This is why my whole life blew up perfectly on time. With a Jewish holiday I don't understand. Well, sucks to suck, I guess, but I mean, I have control of my thoughts now, and I'm really rooting for everybody else, because at the end of the day, I love Jesus Christ and I love everything and yada 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 everything. But yeah, there's actually a really good chance that we're all just God, you know, parts of God, and that if you really wanted to look like, if you really wanted to blow your mind and be called a conspiracy theorist, because everybody knows that's what they've done. Every single thing that these people do not want us to believe is real, they call you a conspiracy theorist. I know so many old Republican men who would get charged up because of the conspiracy theories they have. Are they conspiracy theories? No, I think everything they're saying is a conspiracy theory is fucking true. Or there's some shit to talk about there. Lots of things that need to be talked about, because I don't know if you've ever heard of Corey Good. That guy is like top tier credential wise and everything, and he has a lot of shit to say about this galactic energy out here, and who's really running the show outside of this atmosphere and within it and all of the realms. And there's so much proof. It's almost 2023. The fact that we are still railing, pretending like spiritual aspects aren't real, and going and just gonna go and keep believing reincarnation isn't real, because our texts have been that fucked with. We're not even allowed to remember that we live over and over and over again. And depending on what chakras you open, literally could depend on whether or not you get to your version of heaven or not. I would have loved to know that. I would have loved to know that this was like the gist of it theory. That yeah, if you get into spirituality and you open your chakras, that actually helps activate your junk, trash DNA, because creatures have been fucking with our DNA for a very long time, and fucking with our minds for probably even longer. It's really time to maybe look at these things. It seems like if people were trying to actually find an entity or find something to label God, looks like it's something called the Lyran High Council or Syrian High Council or something. Corey Good speaks a lot of the Galactic Federation, but I know some Christ-conscious people that say, yeah, well, yeah, they're legit, but they might be a little corrupt. Who fucking knows? It all leads. I've watched almost every Mr. Ballin episode. I love Bailey Sarian. I love Danielle Kirsty. them missing 411 files. This stuff is like all the cases solved. It explains everything. It's just so mind-blowing that you gotta really work on the balance of Libra stuff when you start going down these little roads, if you actually, you know, want to know the truth. It's intense. It is so scary to actually consider the fact of, oh shit, okay, galactic energies are real. Wow. Indigo children are real. Oh, okay. These crystal babies, these earth angels, if all these things are real, and I got this jack-off brother over here who I've always thought was a really dark entity. This dude's a dark dude. What actually is he? That's how it is. It's being able to put labels and names on the things that you're seeing in other people. And it seems like a really good idea for me for people to be able to label people correctly so that we could, you know, help counteract the forces of freaking darkness. Oh, so stressful. Unreal. Shalom. I didn't even know that was high. I don't even know what the hell that is. I want to say shalom, though. Yeah, that really sucks. If I'm just fucking delusional right on time, where I gotta wake up and go through hell and maybe pop too many chakras open for the amount of pain that I fucking experienced, I don't know. Right on time, I gotta come up saying shalom. Y'all better start looking for the truth. Or maybe consider that these people over here that know different shit and you think that they're crazy, maybe they're not that fucking crazy. That sucks. Makes things make sense. I'm not saying I'm sold, but it's just one of those things where you accept it. I mean, you're actually able to accept that, oh, we're sitting here testing all these products on these animals, and we're doing these terrible things to these animals in labs to benefit people, and guess what? We are. We're kind of animals in a lab too. How does that make you feel? Doesn't make me feel great. No, not at all. Doesn't make anybody feel great, though. Really doesn't make them feel great when they wake up and they realize that they're right. And all kinds of sleeping people are just calling them crazy. That sucks. Oh, that's some shit. Talk about student loan forgiveness. I want a soul contract forgiveness. This shit is for the birds. Unreal.